'Twas the night before Christmas, and the whole town was full of joy and mirth. After all, it was the most wonderful time of year. That is, except for Jumbo Sullivan, who had just been forcibly removed from his local for being too polite. Unnervingly so, it was said. So, alas, he trudged home in the bitter cold, back to his apartment. He lit the fire and stood pondering his misfortune. Then he heard a voice.
"Hello, Mr. Jumbo, sir! I've a letter for you!"
Jumbo turned to see a small, tiny little elf man was right there in his living room. Good heavens, an elf! With a letter? For me?
My dear Jumbo, it has been long overdue, my writing to you, it must be said. For 30 years straight you have consistently been top of the nice list. 30 straight years! It is the longest nice list streak in history. And today, you remain the only adult to ever achieve this status. It is because of this phenomenal feat, it is my absolute honor to invite you to visit me at the North Pole, one day from now.
You get to be on his podcast, Jumbo! Let's hurry!
Using his mystical elf magic, the little fellow transported the pair to the great white wonderland of the North Pole.
Ho, ho, ho! It's you, Jumbo! Welcome!
Why, hello, Mr. Claus. It is an honor to meet you, dear sir.
The honor is all mine. Now come in out of the cold.
Jumbo and Santa entered the warm cottage and sat by the fireplace, whilst the little tiny elf creature trotted off to make hot chocolate. The duo struck up a dialogue, an instant rapport between them.
The difficult thing is choosing who's good and who's bad nowadays. With ever-increasing economic globalization, the deep-rooted exploitation under capitalist rule, one person buys clothes from their local retailer, those clothes are sewn in a Chinese sweatshop. The customer knows this, thus they are culpable. Ergo, they are naughty. No presents. One of the reasons you remain the only adult in history to still be on the nice list, Jumbo. Shop local, be vocal. About labor exploitation, I always say. But even the kids now, they buy these phones with their own money. The phones tell them about the children sent to the mines to provide the raw materials to make the phones. The children continue to use and buy the phones. This modern world is predicated upon mutual exploitation by the lower classes. Everyone trying to get a leg up over the next guy. Horrific business practices are just a means to an end, and so is the consumption of these goods. I must have a phone because the modern world requires it. I must buy fast fashion because that's all I can afford with my current wage. And to an extent, these excuses are valid. It is a harsh Ouroboros of naughtiness, dear Jumbo. The least naughty can't even afford to send me letters. Many of the people then turn to criminal practices, poisoning their communities with drugs, thereby turning their poor nice status into poor naughty, and are then themselves blamed for their own situation, as if they weren't born into a poor, broken community. Such is modern life, Jumbo. Do these people have choices? Either way, nobody stays good in this world. Nobody, said Santa.
I have many thoughts on the issue.
Dear boy, Would you like to come on the podcast to discuss?
My feeling is that life is quite a difficult experience for many folks. Everyone needs a steady guiding hand now and again, and I think there's an element of that in everyone too. Everyone can be a hero, even if it's the smallest act of kindness, like sitting on a park bench next to a sad chap and offering him a walnut. And so long as they're not committing some intentional reprehensible act, that person is good. The muddy morality of today must somewhat be accepted. One can't live in a world built upon genocide, climate obliteration, and mass exploitation and expect to avoid brushing against some of the contributing factors, particularly with the level of interconnectedness of everything nowadays, Jumbo said, wisely.
On that point, reprehensible act. Who decides what's reprehensible?
Ah, a question as old as time.
I look at the news, the facts, the figures, the cold hard data. These things, as rock solid as they may be, are still up to debate in terms of morality. Naughty versus nice. You could say conversion therapy is unfair, but then I could say it's simply saving the kids from the programming the internet and the radical left is brainwashing these innocent children with. That's where my issue lies. This woke culture of today. We're talking about morality. The left doesn't even bother. Cancel culture is rampant. I've been cancelled, and most people don't even believe I exist. I only give presents to the white kids. So not true. They even try to ban saying Merry Christmas. Can you believe that? Oh, this woke elite morality police are an abhorrent stain on society. All on the naughty list, by the way, with their usual proclivities being so vile and transgressive. It's unnatural is what it is. I'm trying to have a normal, old-fashioned conversation, and you just get shouted down by some purple-haired ninny.
Jumbo was agog.
Traditional value is the thing. If we could go back to traditional values, the world would instantly improve.
I must say I'm rather taken aback by these statements, sir.
Well, this is the marketplace of ideas, Jumbo, the last bastion of free speech. Ho, 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 ho. Shoot!
Well, one could argue that the traditional values you espouse are what has led to the current situation. Climate catastrophe, repression, these are the things being rebelled against. Change can be a scary, confusing thing, but one must step back and look at the broader picture, determine from there. I believe, personally, we are heading in the right direction. The people are reclaiming their power, rebelling against corrupt systems, questioning power. It's a strain of anarchist thought I particularly ascribe to.
Oh, I didn't expect this from you, Jumbo. I thought better.
I'm simply voicing my opinion as you requested.
I didn't think you were a woke sissy boy, Jumbo, blaming everything on the system, supporting radical change, supporting the corruption of our innocent, nice children.
Please, I cannot abide this train of thought. It's unbecoming of an intellectual man such as yourself.
I tell you, Jumbo, I'm still making the list, don't you worry. But I sure as fuck haven't checking it twice.
Santa, I can't believe this. How can you still make a naughty and nice list when your view is clearly so askew?
Oh, fuck off, you long-haired fuck-ass.
Less of the profanities, please, Santa.
Fuck you, you prick. I hope you get hit by a truck.
How dare you, sir? This rudeness is unbecoming of a gentleman.
I'm no gentleman. I'm a fat, tired old man in a red suit, with the weight of the world's inherent goodness and evil resting upon my shoulders year after year. I can't do this anymore, Jumbo. Not since Mrs. Claus.
A palpable sense of anguish fell upon Santa then. The mood shifted.
Without her, I'm lost.
Without women, we are all lost. My deepest condolences, Mr. Claus. Sir, I had no idea. It is often our darkest times we stray from the righteous path, Jumbo began. But just because we stray does not mean we're lost forever. It is from the seeds of despair that great hope grows. You say the world is lost, the world is hurting, being corrupted. My dear friend, I fear that, though in many respects you may be right, the one who is truly lost is you. Hurting, but not yet corrupted. I have a great sense that this is what is happening in the world at large today. Lost little lambs in a world plagued by greed, selfishness, and misinformation. It is a confusing time to be alive. But if we realize and acknowledge this, step back, compose ourselves, I believe we can overcome. We can come together as one big human soul, smash the bourgeoisie, and usher in a new spiritual age of kindness, tolerance, and selflessness. I believe these things with my whole heart. These words are my gift to you, Santa. I leave you with this. A perfect world is impossible. Yet we must continue to strive for a better one.
We Jumbo a Merry Christmas, we Jumbo a Merry Christmas, we Jumbo a Merry Christmas, and a Jumbo New Year. We Jumbo you a Merry Christmas, we Jumbo you a Merry Christmas, Jumbo you a Merry Christmas, and a Jumbo New Year. The Jumbo we bring. Are you and your kin? Jumbo, Merry Christmas. New Year.